G'day ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Draw with JAZZA. I'm JAZZA and this is the Artist Showcase video series where you guys send me your artwork on jazza.newgrounds.com and I feature it every week on the showcase at jazzstudios.tumblr.com, and I feature 10 of them every week in a video, and one of them is picked to be the feature of the week, which is featured on the front page of newgrounds.com. So getting started, the first piece is by artist Mrs. Husband and it's entitled Scream. This piece is quite gory and has a very macabre sort of feel to it. I like the contrasting colours between the green of the zombified looking skin and the very strong lines on there, as well as the red of the cuts and the blood around the picture. The piece has a strong aesthetic and I really like the scratchy lines throughout the piece. It adds that feeling of kind of anxiety, stress, and I suppose evil. It's quite demonic, and yet the overall piece holds itself really well. It's got a great sort of perspective, almost as if it's been done in a fisheye sort of lens. Overall, very well done, very well executed. Thank you for sharing that with us. Our next piece is by artist Malidoc and it's called The Valley, and this is this person's first digital painting. Now I've got to say, for a first digital painting, this is atmospherically fantastic and technically extremely well done. So the amount of detail in certain areas of it is extremely well focused on, and yet the overall tone of the piece at a distance is very clever as well. So fantastic feel. This person has a great sense of atmosphere and how to create a strong aesthetic using colours of the same sort of palette while also mixing things up, and also a brave feeling of adding contrast and highlights and fog and all of the things that make this landscape piece very impressive. So in isolation to it being his first digital painting, it's fantastic, and then in addition to that, it's just extremely commendable. So thank you for sharing that with us today. Our next piece is by artist Axon94 and it's called Magic Source, and it too is a very highly detailed and extremely proficient landscape sort of piece. It's an environmental, almost concept-like piece, and I've got to say that this artist, who I've shown off in the past showcases, has improved monumentally. So it's really fantastic to see someone's art as they continue to kind of share it with you and challenge themselves. And this person has made a particular point that they wouldn't want to enter the showcase again until they'd felt like they'd pushed themselves past another boundary, and I feel like that they've done that fantastically. So thank you for sharing that with us today. Next piece by artist SS Collab is called Dill Clare, and it's a 3D artwork. And I mean, people ask if I feature traditional artwork, and this is one of the first 3D artworks that has been submitted, and the answer to both is yes, they are artworks. It's a it's a two-dimensional flat image to look at, and if it's done well and composed well, then yes, it will get a feature, and this gets a feature because it's very well done. Unfortunately, it's a little blurry, so that's my only complaint about it, but the overall feel and tone of the piece is very strong, so I can tell that they've spent a lot of time modelling and composing the piece, and overall it's very aesthetically pleasing, great character models, and overall great job. Our next piece is by artist Neath Rack and it's called Ichigo, and it's got a very tense feeling to the picture, which is successfully achieved by having a bit of an asymmetric composition and slightly upward looking camera angle, as well as a tense looking on the character's face, which combined create that feeling, which is very well done. I like the balance of the colors in this image. The middle and central part of the image is quite golden and warm. We've got the warm tones of the skin and the very golden and rich tones of the hair and the eyes, and yet behind the character we have the cold hues of the sky and the clouds, which mix very slightly into a warm sunset glow on the very bottom right of the image. The overall image is really highly detailed and very well painted, and if you zoom into the details you can see the amount of care that this person's put into their painting work. So it's very proficient and extremely well done. Thank you for sharing that with us. Our next piece is by artist Selva Fernandes and it's called Mirror Images. It's a traditional artwork which has been extremely well optimized, because I didn't know it was traditional at first. I thought it was digital. It appears to be an image that has been copied and pasted and flipped and combined to create this mirror image look, which overall the aesthetic combined is very strong, and I really like the technical proficiency of how this piece has come about. It's extremely well done. Very great focus on the shades, the shadows and the highlights, and a very clear understanding of this person in creating a life drawing sort of look and putting together something that is very visually interesting and unique. So really great job. Thank you for sharing that with us. The next piece is by artist Honda Accord 96 and it's called Reverse, and it's a skull, and I like skulls, so here's another skull. It's not a simple free pass, of course, because I get a lot of skulls sent to me because people know that I like skulls. But this person has done a piece that is technically quite proficient compared to their other work and very sleek and well presented. It's on a strange angle, which can be difficult to represent accurately, which has been done really well, and overall an aesthetically pleasing piece. So thanks for sharing that with us. Our next piece is by artist Vladka, and it's called Air Lady, and this is a very ambitious piece compared to this artist's previous work, and they have made some astounding improvements in many areas. Overall, the brush strokes and painting style and technique and willingness to show contrast and differentiate in shades and tones and lighting hues, it's all come together very well. There are proportion issues that can be fixed throughout the image, but the overall tone and ambition of the piece is very impressive and well deserving of a feature in this week's showcase, so thank you for sharing that with us and great job. Next piece by artist Zippity is called Aang, the Last Airbender, and it is his first entry into the artist showcase and a very proficient and well done piece, and far in a way better than the movie, because the movie, let's admit, was a piece of crap, though I haven't seen the TV series, which many of the fanboys and girls will mock me for and tell me off for, but I don't have time and I can't be bothered. But overall, it's a well done image. It's got a very strong sort of wispy tone to the image. It's got a lot of motion to it, and you can tell that this person has applied certain blurs and certain low opacity brush strokes to create that feeling, which has been very well pulled off. So thank you for sharing that with us. Great work. And our final piece and feature of the week is by artist Char Reed, and it's called Traditional Pegasus, and it's just a gorgeous image. You open it up and you feel like you're somewhat enchanted. It's as the piece title says, it's a Pegasus, but the painting technique and strokes, the overall technical proficiency of the piece is extremely well done, and this artist has some other work on Newgrounds where you can see that they obviously have a very refined and unique brushstroke style and character conveying style, which is very proficient and well done. I really like the pose of the horse, the image composition, and the theme and the tone of the image is very well done. The colors mix well. I like how the shading of the Pegasus isn't with just whites and blacks, but it's really golden, and it has blues in there as well as light sort of purples and desaturated colors. So it's really well done. Thank you for sharing with us. That brings us to the conclusion of this week's artist showcase. Thank you everyone who has entered. Make sure to go to the Tumblr page jazzzastudios.tumblr.com to check out the other entries to this week's artist showcase. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you later. Do you want a chance for your artwork to be featured in the next showcase video? Upload your artwork to the art portal on newgrounds.com. Send me a link to your artwork by going to jazza.newgrounds.com and click send a private message. Make sure to include the word showcase in capital letters in the message title and give me a link to your piece of art. Please be considerate of my time by submitting no more than one image per week to the artist showcase, and make sure it's on newgrounds.com. Thanks for checking out this week's showcase. I look forward to seeing your art in the future.